It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
It's the world according to Woot. It's the world according to Woot. According to Woot. Good evening, Simi Valley.
Well, good evening,
Well,
everyone.
good evening, everybody. Welcome to our 6th edition of WAW Season 2.
Yes, the show where important topics of the day are largely ignored
And foolishness reigns supreme. Why do I have that line?
because you're probably more
No,
foolish than I am. I don't know.
I would like the important topics of the day line.
No.
I really would.
Well,
I feel like
Well,
the next time
we'll
we do
have
this,
to- we'll
I'm
have
going to have to do
we'll
that
have to
line.
negotiate that in your contract.
All right.
How's
Well,
that?
yeah.
And we're here to ask the eternal question.
What's
what's
happening, guys? There's
So
a lot
what is
happening.
Yeah.
There's a lot always happening in Woot World. There is. There is. It's inevitable that we are just like beyond insane all the time. But we must like that. We must like it because we create these situations for
I don't know
ourselves.
about that. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I create them or I'm placed in them.
Well, you place
By
yourself
other
in them, and
people.
I'm just there.
Yeah.
Hello, Christine. Hello, Shelly. Oh, hey, you guys.
Hey, guys.
Welcome. Thank
Hi,
you so much for
Christine.
joining us.
Hi, Shell.
So tonight, Wednesday night, February 16th, we
Hey, John.
have, hello, John.
Yes, we've
We-
got a couple of very distinguished guests with
We
us.
do.
You want to go ahead and announce who they are?
Yes, we have Gar Borras and PJ Zitarosa from Appetite for Destruction, which is a
Tribute to Guns N' Roses.
woo! Oh my
So,
gosh! So
yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun.
pretty amazing.
All
Pretty
you
amazing.
GNR fans out there, you got to tune
Yeah.
in and join it. If you know of any GNR fans, tell them to tune in right now.
Yeah. Hey, Bob
Just text them
Bacon.
and say, hey, go on over to WAW. We're going to have a great interview tonight.
Yeah, we're going to talk to these guys and find out
Yeah.
where they are, what they're doing, and what made them do what they're doing. I don't know
You
if that
act like
makes-
that's a
I don't
bad
even,
thing.
I don't even know if that makes sense.
So-
But everybody has a reason, right? Everybody has a reason why they do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody has a beginning point.
Although I've never
So
been
we're
able
gonna
to
find
figure out
out.
why I do what I do. But,
I'm still trying to figure it out. But,
Yeah. well, so first of all, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams
Yeah.
winning the championship, guys.
It was good.
Oh man,
Yeah, it
what
was
a
good.
game!
Long
that final
time
drive
coming for those
was
boys.
incredible, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
and
I mean,
we,
what's that?
oh, well,
No,
I was
go
just
ahead.
going to say, we were at PJ and Carla's house
That's right.
during the win.
That's right. PJ was there to witness it with us.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm telling you, I've been a Rams fan since the 60s. And man, it's been a long time coming. Of course, they won one in St. Louis. But at the time they had moved out there, I kind of checked out for a little while until they made their return back. So
Back to Los
It-
Angeles.
yeah.
Hello, Nikki. Hello, Danny. Hello, Lynn,
Hey, Nick.
Ray.
Hey,
You guys,
there.
thank you so much for joining us.
Hi,
David
Eric.
Garcia. We
Hi,
are
Tara.
excited. We
Look,
are
we got a bunch
excited.
of people on here. Hi, Pamela. Victor, Pamela, and Annie are all there. Hey,
Hi.
Ray.
Gina Adams. Thank you guys for joining
Thanks
us.
so much, guys, for clicking on.
So-
Hi, Gina.
So,
I just met Gina, by the way, at the coach house when we were playing there with Deja
Rams
Vu.
house. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Hey, Bob. Okay, Jim. Oh,
Jimmy Hair's all
man.
sunny.
Now,
Bob.
Bob,
Woo! Bob.
Bob said my hair is outstanding today. Okay, so
Look at what
We-
he just said. Brenda, your hair looks fabulous.
what?
Fence writer. That's what Bob is. Bob's right in the
Okay, so we need all of the votes for who's having the best hair day.
Well, I did a little different today.
You did, and
I did
that's
a little crimping.
I saw her do the crimping tool, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to use some different product and see if I can get in the game tonight.
It's always
So,
a competition with you.
you know what I used?
What'd you use?
It's a 10. I tried it's a 10 because it was getting very, very frizzy.
But I use this as 10, so it's nothing different. So
yeah, but I thought I might have a little bit of an edge because the crimps look is a little bit not as manicured as it normally is.
So Nick's going with me.
Wait, Nick.
Because Nick loves me.
Come on, Nick.
But Nikki, the one thing about Nick is she's very honest.
Nick,
and we have to give her a hand. Thank you, Nikki, for being honest. We love Nikki's honesty.
Okay, guys.
No, it's good.
The last time Nick did this, and she can verify this, the last time Nick did this, she ended up in Facebook jail.
Yeah. But not because of us. Not because of us. I think
no,
Nikki, I have to say, I think Jim might have made a call.
Who do you think turned her in?
It was very, very shady on Jim's part to do this. But.
Hey, Simon. Hi, Gina.
Let's just put it.
Gina, my old classmate.
Hi, Gina.
Not my old classmate.
Gina is not going to be your friend anymore because you just called her old.
We graduated at the same high school.
All right.
About 10 years ago.
So
okay. Hey, Mark.
Again, we have a very special show tonight. We have
David.
Gar and PJ from Apple. Are you talking to
Wait,
them?
David said he's going with you too. Guys, what have I got to do?
Well, I mean,
I'm not getting any hair love here.
They're just being honest.
Okay, you know what?
You have to be.
I bet you Gar's going to beat us both when he's clicked on. So.
All right.
But
I have to make sure the guests don't have better hair than me.
Okay, so as far as shows, first we got to give a shout out.
All right.
Mr. Calvin came through again yesterday.
We were at Calvin's Auto Repair yesterday.
Yeah.
And we got one of our 3 cars serviced.
Yeah, so let me tell you what he did, guys. So I went in and I said, Calvin, I need an oil change, and also my engine light came on. Okay, so he did the oil change. The engine light didn't clear, and so he says, "Hey, I went and checked it out, and the engine light was on because of your thermostat." He said, "Has your vehicle been overheating?" I said, "No," and he says, "Well, let me just clear it, and we'll see what happens. Might go for another year without coming back on." That's the kind of guy he is. Everybody else would say, "Hey, you need a thermostat," and they charge you for it, and they'd replace it.
Okay, you got a vote. Gina gave you a vote.
What?
You get shining and lovely.
Oh, Gina.
But she loves my hair all the time. She's giving you it tonight. And Larry says, Jim called Facebook on knickers. Larry, I feel like you did.
After that hair
I feel like you might have.
Thanks, Larry.
He's just a hater.
My hair looks great.
Well,
Thank you, Larry. I knew I could count on that.
He tells me different privately, but we'll let you have it. All right.
Okay, so if you have any automobile issues whatsoever, if you're in Southern California, you want to go to Calvin's Auto Repair, guys. He is the best. He won't rake you over the coals. He is a good, honest mechanic. And how often can you say those 2 words in the same sentence?
And if you mention WAW, you get 10% off of your auto service.
That's right. Well, wait.
And we did not mention WAW yesterday. Darn it! It's the second time we've
see that. We could have got a hamburger on the way home on the money we would have saved from that oil change.
We keep on forgetting, but you peeps cannot forget WAW.
Okay, so Calvin's Auto Repair, 501 East Glen Oaks Boulevard in Glendale. And if you break down, have it towed to him. He'll take care of you.
He will.
And I'm telling you, he will not charge you an exorbitant price for the procedure. I guarantee
you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm seeing all these beautiful names.
Yes.
Again, I always wish that I could see your faces. Deborah, Rick, Simone, oh my gosh, all you guys.
Wait, Christine says, "Hey, Jim, just be grateful that you have hair." Brenda, yeah, you're right, Christine. I don't take that for granted at all, believe me.
At his age, he should be, yes.
Wait, what?
Well, I'm just saying. At your age, you should be very grateful.
What do you mean at my age?
Well, no, I'm just
like I'm 80 years old or something.
It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying at your age, you should be very grateful you have hair.
Okay, don't worry, guys. I'll deal with her later. But okay, so as far as shows this weekend, tomorrow I'm up early. She's up early.
I am
taking
up
me
early.
to LAX,
Yep.
and I'm on a jet plane. Leaving on a jet plane to go play with my Peter, Paul, and Mary tribute. No, I'm just kidding. No, going to play with Led Zepp again. We're going to
It's been a couple
Atlanta,
weeks.
Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it'll be good time back with them.
Can't wait to get the lead out with those guys. It's going to
And
be
I
a
will
blast.
be cleaning out all your clothes drawers while you're gone.
Oh no!
Getting rid of stuff.
Oh no! That's not happening.
Because this
guys.
guy cannot close his drawers.
No, if that happens, guys, you may not
He
see
won't know.
here as a host.
He
next
won't
week.
know. He
It
won't
may
know.
be me going
I
solo.
promise you he won't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
I promise you. He won't know.
So yeah, guys, Friday night, Avondale Estates, Georgia. We're playing at the 37 Main in Avondale Estates for any of you that might be in Georgia or have friends in Georgia. Very next night, we're heading over to Buford and playing at the 37 Main in Buford, Georgia. Then we're heading back on Sunday, and she'll be coming to pick me up, and
Yeah.
we'll have a nice dinner for me when I get home.
Well, we'll have a nice dinner somewhere in a nice restaurant.
Okay. All right. I guess I've been shut down.
Again,
Okay,
thank
so-
you. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Rick. Bob
Hey,
Bacon.
Rick.
Bob.
Thanks for joining us. Bob, he has lots of hair, and he's older than me. Wait, how old are you, Bob? You may not be older than me.
No.
Go ahead. We're waiting. No. Now, okay. So the Rams won it all. The Lakers are killing me, guys. I can't even watch them
They are
anymore.
killing
It's just so depressing.
And the Lakers are your team.
Yeah,
This is your
it's so
team.
depressing.
This
Yeah.
is your team.
I know. Go ahead and hide that. I can't even.
But you can't
I
do
can't
that.
even look at
So
that
here's
logo
the
right
deal,
now.
because I'm an LA Kings fan.
Yeah.
And when they're down and out, you have to support your team.
No, I support
You have
them.
to support your team.
You know, hey, but it just gets to a point.
You
where-
can't just support your team when they're winning. You
No,
have to,
no, but
you have to
it just
support the team when they're losing.
it just is too much for me. I can't
Well,
take
they're having
it.
a bad
I'm sorry.
year.
I
You have
can't
bad
take it.
days, and I support you. If your team's having a bad year, you support your team. I remember.
I have bad days.
remember when
I've got bad days.
Well, I'm just saying. I remember when the Lakers were losing and you walked over and you turned the TV off. I was shocked.
I've done that a few times
No,
this year,
you
guys,
can't
because
do
I
that.
just take it too personally.
No,
I can't
you can't
do
do
that.
that.
I can't.
You support your team
To
the end.
Yeah, but if they're not going to put any effort out, I don't know that I can support that.
They're gonna
These
just-
are all veteran players that
We're
are
gonna
all
have to,
stars, and
yeah.
they're blowing it.
Alright.
Okay, so we got through the shows.
Yeah.
Oh, now next week, guys, we've got a really great show coming for you in Southern California at the Canyon Club in Agora on February 27th. In fact, PJ's wife is going to be playing that night as
The
Carole
most
King.
beautiful Carla Buffa.
Yes.
Yes.
And she's going to be doing Carole King, and we're doing a tribute to James Taylor and Carole King.
The best Carole King you'll
With-
ever encounter.
Yes.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Absolutely.
She's amazing.
And the opening group is going to be Deja Vu, our
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young group. So we're really excited about that. We've got a coupon online that you can just go to our page, Deja Vu Tribute or Tailor Made Tapestry. Put that coupon on your phone, and you can get in for half price, which is about $13.50.
Look at Carla
there's
says,
Shannon.
thanks, Brenda. Hello, Carla. Look how beautiful Carla is. But she is. I have to say, she is the premier Carole King,
Mhm.
and it will show. It will show.
She's
Yeah,
amazing.
we're gonna get her out.
Um,
My dad and I wouldn't miss it. I love that. Robin Rawls. Excuse me, Robin Rawls. So Robin Rawls is online. So I have to tell a funny story about Robin Rawls. So we were up at Big Bear before we bring our guests on. We were up at Big Bear, and I encounter this a lot. Fans that want to take pictures with Jim. So I step back. I step back a lot.
There's a lot.
But we were at Big Bear, and there was a line of fans that wanted to take pictures with Jim, but I needed to get into the car. So I needed to get the keys that were in his pocket. So Robin Rawls was next in line. And I didn't know Robin at the time, but I do now, and I love her dearly. I snuck up to Jim from behind, and I just kind of whispered in his ear, "Can I have the car keys? Can I have the car keys?" And Robin Rawls walks up to me and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, it's my turn." And I'm telling you, I just kind of looked down and I said, "I'm sorry, no problem." And then Jim kind of passed me the keys and I went and got the car, went and got my stuff out of the car. But then I think someone maybe told her later, it was his wife just asking for the car keys. And she was like, "I am so sorry. I am so sorry."
We got a good laugh about that.
And it has been an ongoing joke between Robin and I every time we see each other. The "excuse me."
We love you, Robin.
But it was,
she's awesome, by the way.
Oh my God, it was the most hilarious thing. She thought I was cutting the line. I wasn't cutting the line. I was just trying to get the car keys.
And look, Christine and her dad are coming on. Soft Rock Sunday.
I love that.
It's called Soft Rock Sunday, and it's going to be Sunday, February 27th.
But Robin says,
Thank you,
look at Robin says, "It was my turn." It was your turn. And all I wanted was car keys. It was the funniest thing. And literally I could have been like, "Okay, let's you and me," but I'm like, "Okay,
no,
it's your turn." No, it's fine. But we've developed this amazing friendship out of it, so I love it.
We have somebody from the UK joining us.
Wow, hi from the UK. Hello,
Basilica.
But what a beautiful name. Well, hello
Basilica.
and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. That's amazing.
So let's get down to the...
Love you both bunches. We love you too, Robin. All right, so let's get down to our special guest tonight.
Yes. So Gar and PJ are the...
Appetite for Destruction.
Axel
they
and
are
Slash.
They are not Appetite for Destruction.
No, they are the Axel and Slash from Appetite for Destruction.
And they are fantastic. And we're about to show you a video to show you how fantastic
We're trying to work out a situation where we can get them on the same bill with Led Zeppelin, right?
That would be amazing.
That would be incredible.
We'll do that.
We're going to show you a little taste of what the show is about. And then we're going to bring Gar and PJ on and have a little discussion with them.
All right. Enjoy, everybody. Wow. Welcome,
Here
you
they
guys.
are.
Welcome. Okay, we need to unmute you guys.
All right.
Unmute.
Are you there?
Hello.
Hey!
PJ,
Thanks for joining us, guys.
aka Slash, Gar, aka Axel Rose.
That's right. That's right.
Welcome, you
Thanks
guys.
so much for being with us, guys.
Wow.
Well, thank you for inviting us. My gosh, this is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, it's great to have you, man. Great to have you. You know, a lot of people don't even realize this, but I've known Gar since 1999.
99.
We
That's
were both
before
3 years old.
Before I
and we
was
were
born.
in our-
Oh my God.
we were both 3 years old, and we were we met in preschool. No, I'm just kidding.
My God, that's what 22 years ago.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
22 years ago.
Wow.
So this is a funny thing, guys. This was so weird that this happened, but Gar was in a Cheap Trick tribute band at the time that we met. I was in a Crosby, Stills and Nash group,
Right.
strangely
Yep.
enough called Deja Vu.
Yes.
But,
and the Cheap Trick tribute band was called Dream Police.
Dream Police.
Dream Police. Yep.
And we happened to be on the same show, but this is the funny thing. I'm talking to Gar the first day that we got there. The entire band wasn't there yet. And we were talking, and I said, hey, Gar, I said, who do you got playing? Rick Nielsen. And he says, well, we've got a really good one. And I said, really, what's his name? He says, Greg Corona. And I'm like, he said, do you know him? I'm like, do I know him? That's my cousin.
Yeah. And let's show a little picture. This is when you guys were on your big break.
Yep.
Gar is the
Robin Zander.
in the gray suit, and
Yep.
then we have Greg in the red
And he was the Rick
child's
Nielsen.
outfit.
Child's Rick Nielsen. I mean, can you believe what a coincidence that was, though, Gar?
But Greg is actually the son of Carol, who is Mary Ford's sister. So Greg and Jim grew up in that Les Paul, Mary Ford
That's
situation. And I don't know, Gar, did he ever talk about that with you? Did he ever talk about his life with Les
Yes.
Paul? Ford?
Well, we also used to Greg Corona and I also used to work together. And you know, a lot of different things used to come up in the conversations, a lot of stuff that I can't repeat here. But yeah, he did, you know, he doesn't, you know, it's not like it wasn't like a badge for him. It was, you know, it was something that, you know, if somebody brought it up, he would say, yeah, but you know what I mean? You know, he wasn't pounding his chest with it or anything like that. You know?
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we lost Greg, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and
Greg
what
passed.
year did we lose him?
Well, it would have been about 12 years ago now.
Yeah. So I was
believe,
going to
'cause-
say 2009, 2008.
Yeah.
Is that when we
Yeah.
lost Greg?
I think it was right around
Yeah.
there.
It sounds about right.
Yeah.
That was a hard
He
day.
passed from skin cancer.
Skin cancer. And it was, and all you people, if you see something different, address it, because he
Yeah.
didn't address it. So if you see something not right,
Yeah.
you need
absolutely.
to address it, because it could save your life and extend your life. So
Yeah,
it's a
no doubt.
little
no doubt.
quote service announcement.
Absolutely.
let's find out a little bit about Gar and
Well,
and
okay,
PJ.
so let's start with you, PJ. PJ, where were you born?
In a town called Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
Wow, New
Point
Jersey,
Pleasant.
New Jersey, Point
New
Pleasant.
Jersey. Yeah.
And how about you, Gar?
I was born at Queen of Angels Hospital in Los Angeles.
Oh,
okay.
really?
So
that
you're
big hospital that you see on the 101 freeway that's no longer in use. That big giant building.
Yes.
Yeah,
I know.
right off the 101 freeway. Yeah, I was born in that hospital.
So have you always been in LA? Is this been pretty much?
Well, you know, I've always lived here. I've been fortunate enough to, to do shows and travel to different places and stuff like that. But I'm a California native.
You're a California.
You're a
native.
California man, right?
And
Yeah,
PJ,
I am a California man.
New Jersey, what age did you decide to come to this godforsaken state?
Well, I've always wanted to live in California since I think I was born. I don't know. I think I was, because I surfed growing up. I was a surf skate rat. So I always longed for the West Coast Pacific Ocean. So, but like all my surf heroes and all the bands that I was listening to, it just seemed like, LA or California was the place to be at some point. So we moved out here in 2014.
Okay.
So 2014. So man, and that's longer than I thought. PJ, have we not discussed this before? We've been over your house several times. But I didn't realize it
We
was.
thought you just moved here last year.
I know.
We didn't know.
I never met you last year, but 2014. You moved to Carla, right?
Yeah, we just had an anniversary because we moved here, like settled in like December of 2014. So
it's 18 years. This
Wow.
year.
I mean,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a second, 2000. What did I say? 2000. Yeah,
14.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
18 years.
So,
That's right.
so Jane says California hasn't always sucked, and I agree with her.
No, you're right.
But it does now, just in my opinion. So we'll move on because that's a whole other show.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Eddie Stevens has a question.
Yep. Let's do
right
Eddie.
there.
All right, Eddie. Is that Gar that used to work at GC Cerritos?
Guitar Center in Cerritos. Is that you, Gar?
Gar?
Not Cerritos. That's
Oh.
one of the few locations I didn't work at. Because
Okay.
I worked at a bunch of them.
But it was Guitar Center, so maybe he knows that he saw you at a Guitar Center.
Was it
Yes.
West Covina? Was it West Covina, Gar?
West Covina. That's where I grew up, and of course that was the first Guitar Center that I worked for. I worked for them for 25 years.
Wow.
25 years. I mean, that's a well-established company.
Yeah. Did you just recently stop working there?
Yes. Maybe about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, did you enjoy it?
What, working there or after, not working there? I'm just loving my life right now.
Yeah.
So far, do you have a day job, or is music what you're doing these days?
Right now, I am totally dedicated to music.
Good
That's
for you.
great.
And
That's
how
great.
about you, PJ? I kind of know the answer, but
yeah. I do a few things. Mainly, I compose for television. So that's my day job. I sit here in my studio and grab a guitar or whatever I need to, whatever the show calls for. So yeah, that's my day gig. And then our night gig is Rocking GNR.
So, PJ, can you tell us a few of the shows that you've written music for? I know
sure.
one of them.
Well, we mainly these days we're focusing on a lot of Discovery Channel shows. So a lot of the gaming shows, Northwoods Law, Lone Star Law, Louisiana Law. So there's Animal Planet, actually, also too, which I want to say Animal Planet has the gaming channels, the gaming shows. Yeah, Discovery, it's interesting because there's I'm thankful, but sometimes I don't even know what show we're writing for. I just know I gotta, we get emails and we just start, pounding out songs.
Well, you also do, is it 90 Day Fiance? You write for that as well, right?
Oh, we had some of that, as I said, some of it comes in and we just write and we hope that they pick it up. But yeah, we had some references that, some shows that they were interested in our library. Yeah. And then Carl and I just did a bunch of like this noise pop stuff, which was really cool, distorted drums but Yeah,
That's what-
mainly.
Well, I have to
She's
say,
always on me about that.
I have to
Every time
say-
I'm practicing, she says, "Stop that noise,
Yeah.
Pop."
I have to say,
Stop that noise, Pop. That's
90
so
Day
awesome.
Fiancé 90 Day Fiance is my guilty pleasure.
It is.
Everybody
I
has
actually,
their
I
guilty
actually watch
pleasure.
it with
That
her,
is
so
mine.
I'm guilty as well.
Yeah,
but-
he's guilty too.
Okay, so with Gar, did you always have aspirations to be in entertainment?
I have a tendency to go long, especially on a question like that. But when I was in the third grade, I used to drive my teacher nuts because I would always raise my hand and she would ask me, you know, what I wanted. And I would ask her if I could get up in front of the class and sing a song. And she would always shut me down and say, no, you know. And then, you know, but I just kept doing it and just kept doing it and just kept doing it. So finally, one day, she decided to call my bluff, you know, to see if I was going to choke, you know. And so I got up in front of the class and I sang, Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. And I got a standing ovation from the class.
Oh, that from the door.
Yes. And so I knew from that moment, you know, that, you know, I was like driven to performing and music and all of that stuff
Yes.
like a magnet. You know, it was like literally like a magnet to me.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's third grade, man. What you would have been about?
Well, I mean, I think
7
that
or 8 then, right?
I hear that
I guess. Yeah. Yes.
musicians know from a very early
Early
age
age,
that music is in the pit of their soul,
Yeah,
and that's something they need to do.
yeah,
It's just who follows that path.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you did. I'm
Sure.
sure, PJ.
PJ, yeah.
What was your first
When
early?
did you first realize you wanted to get involved in music?
Well, you know, I grew up, my folks always had music playing all the time. And then I'd always sneak over to my buddy Scott's house and we'd play all his sister's records. So I remember hearing Kiss really, you know, and Steve Miller Band.
Okay. All right. I need to segue. I'm sorry to
Oh.
interrupt, but I'm going to segue
I know
into
what you're
this
gonna bring up.
because I have a little segue here for Kiss and children.
Children.
I mean,
Wait,
so there is a.
you better clarify that quickly.
I'm sorry. It's a little weird. Sorry, I'm trying. I think I have
You
it.
know
Do
where
I
it
have
is?
it?
Yeah, I think you had it.
Oh,
You
here it
showed
is.
to me.
There
Yeah,
it
there
is.
it is.
Yeah. All right.
Whoop, there it is.
We got PJ in the left-hand corner, bottom screen, right? Right? Is
Bottom
that you?
left. Bottom
Doing
left.
Gene Simmons, yeah.
Yep. This is your
Looks
first.
just like you.
Your first run out the gate.
That was my first band. I was 8 years old.
8 years old. Wow.
Well,
That's impressive. That's impressive.
no, he wasn't 8 in that picture, were you?
I
Yeah,
feel like,
I was 1978.
You were 8 years old in that picture?
well, why is
Yeah.
that so?
I might have been 7.
Why are you so shocked at that?
Maybe 7.
Well, most 8-year-olds don't say, "Hey, mom, can you put some Kiss makeup on my
No,
face?"
I mean,
That was my real hair. I had like real big curly hair.
it's all about music.
Okay.
So that was it. That was it. 78.
That was it. This
Saw
was,
that. Yeah.
that was the beginning. All right.
So I know that Gar, you don't. Well, I don't think you do this in the GNR tribute, but I know you did in Cheap Trick. You play some guitar as well, right?
I play guitar. I'm a very, very proficient bass player.
I thought.
I've been playing bass for such a long time.
No. What steered you towards that instrument?
Another time when I was like really, I mean, really, really young, around, the same time, I was with my family at Southgate Park, and it was 4th of July, and there was a big, family get together at the park and everything, and my sister and I were just kind of playing around on the grass, messing around, trying to catch butterflies or whatever, what you do at the park.
Sure.
And my cousins came running up to us and said, "Come with us." And so I go, "Well, what's going on?" And just come. And so we started running, because you're kids, you run. You never walk anywhere when you're a kid, you run. And so we're running, and I go, "Well, what's going on?" And just come with us. And so we went to this big building. It was like an auditorium, and there was a band playing in there, and they were playing "Sunshine of Your Love" by Cream. And there was this thing that was pounding on my chest. And I went to my cousin Frank, and I asked him, "What is that thing that's pounding on my chest?" And he pointed to, "You see that guy over there with that guitar, but it's got 4 strings and they're really thick."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh yeah," and he goes, "That is what's pounding on your chest."
Wow.
And I turned around and I told him, "I'm gonna do that."
Yes.
And that's how it all started.
Gar, you don't want to give her any ideas. Now, when I make her mad, she's going to grab my bass and pound my chest with
Multi-purpose bass playing.
Right. There you go. Okay, so how about you, PJ? What pointed you towards playing the guitar?
Ace Frehley. The Les Pauls.
Inspiration.
And then it just sort of, listening to AC/DC. I got real heavy into the rock. My folks, we listened to a lot of Chicago, Doobie Brothers, the 8-tracks, vinyl and 8-tracks.
Yeah.
And then when I was able to, my mom would let me fill out what 8-tracks I wanted. So I'd start to put Foreigner and AC/DC, whatever, but then, when I started getting to more heavier stuff like Iron Maiden and Rush. But yeah, it was just the power of the Les Paul and the Randy Rhoads, that's why I have a few.
Well, when did you start? How early was that?
For me on guitar?
8 years old? Is that when you started?
Probably. Well, that was that particular variety, because we had this variety show at our school, and my buddy Scott's dad actually made us wooden guitars with fishing line. So they just pumped, they pumped Love Gun. So we were playing to Love Gun, but we still won the talent show because we were just so excited, But I got my first guitar. I was selling little mailers. I went around the Point Pleasant Beach is where I grew up. Maybe there's 5,000 people in that whole town. So I had to sell magazines or something.
Wow.
And I was out all night until I got enough money to get my first acoustic. So it was probably 10. My mom went with me. She would drop me off and I'd run up to the door. And, so that was technically my first guitar. And then I really started getting into kind of playing, taking lessons when I was probably 13 or 14.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was a roller coaster. I didn't stick with it, but
Yeah.
We have our friend David Brighton, David Bowie tribute joining us. So,
yes.
Hello, David. David, good friend of ours, which he's a fantastic.
He's the man.
He is the man.
Have you either of you seen David do
he's
Bowie?
He's something amazing.
Over 20 years ago, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
it was over 20 years ago. I don't know exactly how long ago it was, but he's been doing it for a long time.
Doing it for a long time, and he is still amazing.
Yep,
he's still David Brighton. Yes. So,
Gar, what was the first band that you were in?
The very, very first band I was ever in was a band called Reality Sandwich. It was an all improvisation band. We
Wow.
didn't learn songs. We just got together and jammed. And seriously, it was all improvisation, all of
Wow.
it. And we would do shows,
Yeah.
and people would be like thoroughly entertained because I guess the word got around that we were just winging it right there on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we did that for maybe about a year or 2 years.
Wow.
With the drummer it also went to my old high school, West Covina High School. He was a couple of years younger than me. His name was Bryant Markovich.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal drummer. I still say that to this day.
Yeah.
One extremely talented drummer, and that's the kind of caliber musicians I was working with when I got in my first band.
Right.
How old?
All of these musicians. I was maybe about a senior in high school, and when
Okay.
everybody else was playing ZZ Top, because this was back in the mid to late 70s.
Sure.
But yeah, when everybody else was doing ZZ Top, I was into doing that, and I was like head first into old school jazz, Coltrane,
Oh, yeah.
Thelonious Monk,
Great.
Miles Davis. To me, Miles Davis just could rule the universe as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
It was amazing.
I was like a huge jazz fan, and to this day, I'm a huge jazz fan. That when I'm listening to the radio, when I'm driving in my car, it's all jazz,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's
old
amazing.
school jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, PJ, what was the first group that you were actually in growing up?
Well, I was thinking about that because it would have been like there's two really, but my very first band was in high school where they had another talent show. It was called Miss Point High. So they had the girls who was going to be Miss Point High, and then they'd have acts. It could be anything, and then my buddies all pulled a band together, and we were called the Johnsons.
That's she says I should be in
What
the
the
band.
Man, let me write that down, man. I got to write that down.
I am not.
I'm keeping that one on the hopper.
You need
am
to use
so
that
glad-
one for blackmail. There.
And we just played like Louie Louie, and we were just having fun. But we did start to get a little more serious. We were doing like Message in a Bottle. That was like one of my first Andy Summers. Like when I started getting introduced to the Police, that's when I got like more into Rush and the Three Pieces and having more, of the orchestra, orchestrating like the guitar part around a busy drum beat and a bass line, So yeah, we took it a little serious, and then as we got a little older. But the Johnsons, that was my first band.
She calls me. No, never mind.
So let's when PJ and Gar met.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, we should preface that by asking when Appetite for Destruction was.
Okay, all right.
Initially
So I
formed.
know Gar. How long has Appetite for Destruction been a presence?
Our birthday is March 8th, 2011.
2011.
2011.
Okay.
That's the actual date that it became Appetite for Destruction.
And was that something that have you always loved Guns N' Roses? Is it something that you kind of fell into, or is it something that you created because of your love for the music?
Well, down to the core of my bones, I'm a rocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love jazz and everything like that, but what I'm best at is rock.
Okay.
And it's the only thing I can say is at the time when I met Jim, I was doing Cheap Trick tribute, and then after I just knew when I was doing the Cheap Trick tribute that it was never really going to be worthy of headlining a show. It just didn't have that same kind of iconic drawing power. And so I decided to take on some. I always have to challenge myself. So the next project that I wound up doing was a Soundgarden Audio Slave tribute band called Audio Garden. Audio Slave, Audio, Soundgarden, Garden. Okay. And so I did that for about 3 years, but then I also found out that really it didn't have that pizzazz that would really, be worthy of packing a large venue. And so while I was still doing the Soundgarden tribute band, I had a friend of mine that I worked with that they were doing a Slash tribute, and they had a show at Orange County Fairgrounds in that big hangar. And so he approached me and asked me if I would want to sing for that Slash tribute. And I turned him down, because I was plenty busy with Audio Garden. But then he goes, please, literally like that. And he was such a good friend. I go, okay, I'll do it. And so I told him, I'm gonna be, when I show up to that rehearsal, before the show, when I show up to that rehearsal, I'm gonna be ready to go. I'm gonna have all my ducks in a row, and I'm gonna be ready to go right out of the gates. And if the rest of these guys aren't ready to go like that, then I'm probably not going to wind up doing it. So they've got to be ready to go. And so I showed up, and everybody was ready to go, and it clicked, and I started working on the material, and I really enjoyed the material. The different mixture of the Slash solo stuff, the Velvet Revolver stuff, the Guns N' Roses. It was a mixture, and a lot. The songs rocked, and I just really enjoy when I'm playing doing that. And so after the show was done, I approached the guitarist, and I said, you know what, I kind of see the light. So if you guys want to continue with this, I'd be willing to continue with it. And so we wound up continuing with it. But then one day we were at a practice, and the bass player goes, well, I think we should bring up the elephant in the room. And I go, well, what are you talking about? And he goes, should this be a Slash tribute, or should it be a Guns N' Roses tribute? And that's when we all agreed that it should be a Guns N' Roses tribute. And that was March 8th, 2011.
So that was, so you basically had a existing band that you just joined, and you didn't have to worry about putting together a group in the traditional sense then.
No, I was actually invited.
Wow. Oh, I never knew that. One of the guitar players that played with you along the way, I don't know if he was the original guy, but Golan, G sharp.
Oh, yes.
He tried out for Led Zeppelin. He actually played a show with us.
Yeah, he did.
One show. He passed. Yes, unfortunately. What was it, about four?
It was about
3 or 4 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
What period of time did he play with the group?
He did off and on.
I see.
You know, it's um, he was an extremely talented guitarist, and you know, especially way back in the days when I first started working with him, he didn't even have to try to look like Slash. You
No,
know,
no.
it was a easy thing for him to do. You know, but you know how it is. My philosophy is you could have a group of 4 or 5 of the most talented musicians,
Mhm.
but if there's no chemistry, you really don't have anything.
You're right.
Sure.
You're right.
You
You're
could
right.
actually have 4 or 5 average musicians,
Mhm.
and when there is chemistry and it clicks, you could have absolute magic. So you know, and really, that's really what was happening, was that it wasn't clicking, you
Yeah.
know, and so, you know, that's the reason why it really didn't work out.
Mm.
But you know, you can't take it away from him. The guy was an extremely talented guitarist.
Yeah, he was a great player.
So we have a question from John Deers. Do you guys do any VR in your current set?
Oh, well, that's what we changed over from. We are a full-fledged Guns N' Roses tribute,
Hmm.
and you know, you know, if you've got, you know, a Izzy character and you've got a Steven Adler character, it's kind of weird playing Velvet Revolver. You know, so it really wouldn't make a lot of sense. And
Right.
then, you know, so but it made sense when, you know, if you're doing a Slash tribute.
Sure.
But you know, if you're going to do a Guns N' Roses tribute, you know, it's you know, all in
Yeah.
for the GNR.
So PJ,
PJ, yeah.
so PJ, you, I mean, we were talking about this, I think, before the show started.
Yeah.
Your first show with Appetite for Destruction was at a House of Blues in Anaheim. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
And how did your
It was
involvement with the
a
group come
and it was a
about?
sold out show, which
Yeah.
I
Wait a minute.
Yeah. No.
I think that his first show was Chesapeake, Maryland.
Yeah.
wow. Uh-oh.
Is that correct,
Yeah.
PJ?
Yes. Yeah. That was, I meant to say that earlier. So the irony is that my first show was back on the East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, we were.
So it was fantastic. We flew out there. I basically had well, I won't get, you know, whatever. So, but my that was my first show. I had about full set, and so, but you know, I love Guns N' Roses so much that, you know, you just do what you got to do.
Yes.
And it was so hot and humid.
I'm gonna stop this for a second. Gar, are you seeing PJ right now?
No.
No. Okay, PJ, we hear you, but we don't see you. So I'm gonna refresh.
You're gonna refresh? Okay.
Well, it's gonna be a scary thing to refresh.
Hopefully
So
this is
I can see all three of you.
stay with me, people.
Okay.
We still don't have PJ.
Uh-oh.
We did for a second.
We did.
Are you there, PJ?
I'm here. I can
Are
see
you-
you.
We don't see you.
are
We
you-
don't see you.
Are you changing into your PJs? Is that why we don't see
Should I do something?
Well, I would say try to refresh. Try to refresh and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, how did Gar, how did PJ's involvement in the band come about?
Well, you know, I contacted a bunch of friends of mine, you know, that I really value their opinion,
Yes.
you know, about musicians and stuff, and I explained that I was looking for a Slash, and I had to have somebody that was going to be, very, very, high caliber,
Sure.
because our plans we have lofty goals. And so I called Bruce Lawrence, who
Bruce,
yeah, very, very extremely talented guitarist.
yes, he's
And
great.
he used to when he lived here in California. I think he lives in Tennessee now, and his career has really taken off. He's in Tennessee doing the country music thing now.
Oh, okay.
But back then he was doing the Fleetwood Mac tribute. The most successful of all of the Fleetwood Mac tributes. And so I asked him. I said, "Do you know of anybody that you might be able to suggest?" And he goes, "I do." And I think he wanted to contact PJ to find out if it was all right if he threw his through PJ's name out there. I think that's so. I think he got back to me, and he later on he said the guy that I would recommend is PJ, and I go, give me his number, give me his email.
Yeah.
And I contacted PJ, and it's been a wonderful, absolutely wonderful working relationship ever since.
Yeah.
Absolutely a 10 out of 10.
That's
Well,
great.
and I will say personally, because PJ lives 10 doors down from one of the nicest guys I've probably ever met in my entire life.
No, so we don't believe everything, PJ. We don't believe everything Carlos said about you.
But I mean, amazing. And let's, while we're doing this, let's do a little. Okay, we have a real Slash and a PJ Slash. Can you all guess which is the real and the PJ? I may give a little prize if y'all can. The first person to guess.
What a lovely
Number one
gift.
or number two? Who is Slash and who is PJ?
Okay, so the one on the left is A.
Yeah.
The one on the right is B.
Well, I mean,
Everybody
it's one or
put in
two.
there.
One or two.
Oh, one or two.
One or
okay.
two. One
well,
or two.
I think in terms
All right.
of the alphabet.
So whoever posts here first, I will have a little prize.
Steve
Elo says
PJ's
left
one.
is Slash, right is PJ. I
What?
don't know. Left is
John
Slash.
says left is Slash. Steve Elo says PJ is number one.
Okay, PJ number one, and they're saying
Janine says Slash is number two.
Number two. Okay, but we have one that's
Pamela says number two.
number two is so number two Slash or number two PJ. So let me ask this: which one is PJ? Let's just do that.
Okay.
PJ's no. I wish I had one of those giant fingers. PJ's number one. PJ's number one. PJ's number one.
Okay. How about?
Oh yeah.
How about the second part of the?
Let's go for let's do Axl Rose. This is a fun one.
Right up there.
All right.
You had it right up there.
Yep. So
There we go,
Axl
right
Rose, which one is the real Axl Rose? Number one or number two? First person to answer, and I'll go back through these guys. First person to answer is Axl Rose number one or Axl Rose number two. Lynn says right. So you're
That's
saying
Pamela, actually. Pamela says
please right.
Okay.
So Steve Elo says Axel's number one. Steve is saying Axel's number one.
Steve says, and so does let's see.
So
John
Lynn
says Axl is number two.
Okay, but who's the first?
Let's see. The first one to say it
Janine, number one.
says
Janine.
Axl is number one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Well, I mean, I
So
have to tell you.
you're
So
gonna have to reveal
the right person is John Deertz. John Deertz. So John Deere.
Axl is number two.
Axel is number two.
That's pretty uncanny.
That's
Unbelievable.
fascinating. So people are picking number one for Axl. It's not number one. It's number two.
Yeah.
Number two is the real Axl Rose. Number one is Gar.
That's right. And
That's
then
right.
Flash picture.
Wow. I had no idea I was doing my job that good.
So you guys, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna issue a prize to both of you. I'll figure this out, but I love that we tricked you because that's how good you guys are.
Yeah.
That's how good you guys look.
Yeah, you
You
got
guys
it down
look
visually and musically.
fantastic.
I mean, now
This is look at
To say it
Gar.
like Billy Crystal when he was doing the Fernando Lamas impression, it's better to look good than to feel good.
I'm telling you, you guys.
That's right.
Well,
Well-
Carla, I just have to show this one.
What's that?
Carla shot this to me this afternoon, and she just this
There
is
we
her
go.
this is her screensaver on her phone.
Now, PJ has to tell the story about the girl that came up to him at Hilltop
And
Tavern
wanted to wear your
wanted
hat.
to wear the hat, PJ. You got to tell that story.
Okay, yeah, that was a fun gig. So,
Did
PJ,
you
refresh, PJ.
oh, I got to refresh.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're frozen.
Mm.
He's refreshing. So, just in short, some woman.
Wait, no.
One-
He's got to tell the
yeah,
story.
but I'm just saying, some woman
Don't
came
steal
up
his
and wanted
thunder.
to
He's
wear
back.
his hat.
He's back.
All right, here we go. Go ahead.
Okay,
I
PJ.
I put the Ethernet connector in here too. I wonder.
On that Ethernet connector.
Okay,
So-
yeah. PJ, can you tell that?
Yeah. Okay, you got me. So Carla had this genius idea of she sewed clips on the hat, on the derby hat, and then we just clip the hair. Well, Carla does it because I can't do it. So Carla will clip the clippies on the hair. So essentially, I can do like a little bit of headbanging, but not much. I know like my limits. I know what songs I can shake my head. So we were playing the Hilltop, and it was awesome, packed. We had some people come up on stage, and this one gal starts dancing, and she's like, "Can I wear your hat?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, she starts doing like the tears. She's just like, "Please." And I'm like, "I can't." And she's like, "Oh, please." I'm like, and I'm playing. I don't know, it was loud. And she's like, right here. And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "Because it's attached to my hair." I think I said wig. And I think that she kind of was just like, "Oh, okay." And she just danced and walked. It's a little butterfly. She's like, "Okay."
I can just visualize that too, and it's very comical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
No.
it was great. It was amazing. Yeah.
We haven't ever seen that before.
No, not at all.
See, and that's why when we do Paradise City, some of the guys will run around in the crowd, but I'm afraid someone's going to just take it all off, and I'm going to freak everybody out.
It's a scary thing. I mean, they could remove the entire thing and you'd be done.
I know.
Oh,
they
yeah.
think that they'd pulled your hair out by the roots.
Oh!
I got to get like fake blood.
Oh! Oh gosh!
Hilarious.
Awesome.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So,
So that,
okay,
So
Real
Lynn
quick.
Ann is like, was it me?
Now, before I forget to ask you this question, Gar, because you did a killer Robin Zander.
Yeah.
I loved the way you did Robin Zander. In fact, I remember the last show you guys did. It was with Led Zeppelin.
We used to do a lot of shows with you guys
Yeah.
in Arizona. Oh my gosh, we did
Right.
Tempe Music Festival opening for you. We did a 9/11 thing in Scottsdale, Flagstaff, Arizona. We did so many shows with you guys.
Yeah, it was great. I loved having you guys on with us. And now, how many years was that group in existence?
Quite a while. I think I did it for around 8 years. I
Now,
believe.
did you find it harder to do Robin Zander or Axl Rose?
Because Axl Rose has that raspy wheezing thing.
Yes.
That's extremely difficult to do.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, that's not a toy for tots. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's serious range on that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you, I asked this of every singer that's been on here. I don't want to jinx you, but have you ever, on the day of a show, had laryngitis and had to cancel?
No. I've had a number of shows where I almost had to cancel because I was sick.
Yeah.
One of them was with Led Zeppelin when I was doing the Cheap Trick. When you guys first launched it and we played it, I think it was it the Cat Club that was right next to the Whiskey?
Yeah.
It was yes. You guys were first kind of getting Led Zeppelin off the ground, and there was this show that it was like kind of a fundraiser kind of show or something like that for a cause. And we did that with you. Well, I was like deathly ill, and it was a throat infection.
Oh man.
And I wound up still doing the show. I didn't sound like Robin Zander. How do you sound like Robin Zander when you're like sick with a throat infection? But I made it through the show.
Yeah.
But there was another show that I did. It was New Year's Eve. We were headlining New Year's Eve at the House of Blues in Hollywood over on Sunset. And I was deathly ill. I was so sick that I went to my doctor's on the day of the show. I had actually made arrangements to go to my doctor's to get some shots and stuff like that to help me to get good enough to do the show, because I told them I didn't care how sick I was. I'm doing the show. It's New Year's Eve and it's House of Blues Hollywood.
Right.
So he was giving me shots and he was doing it, and I came in on the third day, the day of the show, to do what I had been doing the last 2 days, and my doctor wasn't there, and his practitioner nurse was there to give me the shots, and she freaked out because I was like that sick. She freaked out and she called the paramedics on me. And the paramedics showed up and they wanted to take me to the hospital. Wow. And, because I was like really, really bad. And I told them, get out of my way. I'm out of here. I'm doing that show. I don't care what you say, what you do. I'm doing this show.
I'm telling you.
And so I wound up doing the show, and I made it through the show, and I wound up having to do another show at the Riverside Municipal Auditorium 2 days later.
I remember that.
Still deathly ill, but that was, a crazy story. Yeah, they literally tried to take me. Paramedics tried to take me to the hospital because I was that.
Wow.
Gosh,
but you were willing to, like, I gotta play the show. The show.
Well, you have to look at it this way.
That's what
you don't cancel at a venue like that on New Year's Eve.
I know.
You're right.
I know.
The damage that would have been done would have been non-recoverable. I probably would never have done any more shows there.
You're right.
I will die tomorrow, but I will play the show tonight.
I'm kind of the wimpy of musicians.
I love it.
So we have a question from our good friend Larry Hampton that is addressed to PJ. Larry wants to ask you, PJ, do you get aroused when you watch Pornhub?
What?
Only when he was in the band The Johnsons.
No, and I feel like that is a game night secret. He just exploited you, PJ.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. Oh, man.
Since Carla's in the house, we won't make her
Yeah,
answer that
yeah,
one, so.
PJ,
Yeah.
Larry broke the code.
I'm writing music.
right. Well, okay,
Give me
so
another minute. No, I'm kidding. Come on.
so
Full screens.
all right. Well, we'll start with you, PJ. If you had the time to put together another tribute band, who would you pay tribute to?
Anybody,
Oh,
anybody. If you could choose anybody,
Any band that you said,
Anybody,
man, I'd
any
love to
band.
do a tribute
and
to
you
this."
would be successful at that band.
I'd want to do Pantera. Dime was like such an inspiration for me to want to start playing like heavy, like, you know, groove metal and all that. I absolutely, Pantera's in my top 5 bands. So
Oh.
I would love to do something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
And how about you, Gar? Gar, who would you choose? Anybody. If you know that you could choose one band and it would be through the roof successful.
To be honest with you, I'm that's the furthest thing from my mind, because really mentally where I'm at right now is I'm getting up there, long in the tooth, if you know what I mean.
It is too.
And
too.
and I just have this feeling that when I wind up retiring, I'm going to retire after Appetite. I you know what I mean? I'm not even mentally thinking about, something like that. But if you would ask me 10 years ago, that
Yeah.
All right.
been different. But I'm just really not even thinking about something like
So
that.
let's take you. I'm gonna take it 20 years ago. 20 years ago, if you were to have the band of your dreams in front of you and you knew that it would be a success, what band would it be?
Well, back in the 1970s, when I was, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in high school, I was like a huge Yes fan. Chris
Wow.
Squire, as far as I was concerned, Chris Squire could rule the universe, as far as bass players. I just loved his bass playing style because it was so orchestra rather than rock. His bass lines were more of an orchestra type of a bass line. And it was such a different approach to playing bass. And I used to put on Fragile, and like my pot smoking friends would come over to my house back in the 70s when I was in high school, and they just sit there and watch me play Fragile from beginning to end. It was like they were watching me perform in the band.
Yeah.
And I used to do that a lot. I used to put on Thick as a Brick, which is like one song. The
One
entire
song.
album is one
That's
song,
right.
and none of it repeats any of it. And I had the entire Thick as a Brick memorized.
Wow.
And I used to put it on, and I used to play it for my friends. A lot of friends used to come over to my house, and they just like sit there and do bongs or whatever and watch me practice. And I would put on like really challenging stuff. I mean, really challenging stuff.
Now, do you still play bass? I mean, when's the last time you've
Not
actually?
like I used to. I kind of developed there's a weird name for it. Dupree or something like that. I don't know. John Elway has it, and he has this commercial on TV. And I never really got it treated, but it really hampers my playing. If I play bass now, maybe 15 minutes after playing, my hand starts cramping up. My left hand starts cramping up, and now I have it in both hands. So it's kind of a weird thing, but the good news is there is a treatment for it, and I just switched my my medical provider and stuff, And
Yes.
so I'm probably going to get it treated. And if I do, I'll probably wind up picking the bass up because I still have my basses from the 80s. The only bass that I don't have is my, 1974 Maple Neck Ash Body P bass. That's the only bass that I don't have anymore. And that bass have Tone to Die for.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Don't you hate it when you lose a bass that sounds that good to you?
And regretted it ever since.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've had
You
to
have them
sell
all.
some over the years.
You've never sold a
I
bass.
not when I was with you. When I was with.
I
my
was going to
ex-wife.
say 27
Yeah.
years. I've never seen him sell a bass. So we have a room. Like I literally, if we sold all your equipment, we'd be millionaires.
Yes, you could buy a house with it.
I could buy
I'm
a
just kidding.
I could buy another house.
No. So now that the venues are completely open,
Thank
and
God. Thank God life is getting back to
Yes.
normal.
we just
a
need to
little
get rid
bit,
of all
a
the
little bit.
mandates. Once the mandates are over, then things are really going to be good. But
Yep.
what shows do you have on the books that
Future
that you're
shows.
excited about?
And we
PJ,
have
I mean,
again a4dla.com. So you guys,
that's where you can find.
if you want to find their show schedule, they are fantastic, as you saw in the promo video.
Yeah.
Please go to that. Please go.
So
Please
PJ,
go to-
which one are you excited about that's coming up? We'll ask each of you what's on the schedule that you're really looking forward to.
I love all of them. So I know we like the swap meet is it's a fun one because that's the one.
It's a long day. It's a long day.
But people, I mean, they love it. It's all the vendors.
They do love it.
In fact, the last time we played there, I forgot my glasses. I didn't have to worry because there was someone selling glasses.
I remember that.
Did I freeze up?
I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What's the very next gig you guys have?
Well, yeah.
Oh gosh, I didn't look at our calendar. We'd have some shows coming up. Right now we're like May, but we have some shows coming up at Casino, Arizona, Friday and Saturday at Casino, Arizona in May. And we also have first time we're going to play up at Lake Arrowhead at their summer concerts or the concerts. Lake Arrowhead, and
that's a fun show.
We've got that. So right now we're just kind of taking a little bit of downtime because we're working on retooling, the show and just making things sparkle as much as possible. And we look at this time as a time to we want to have every one of our shows be to the point where when somebody walks away from the show, they not only do they feel that they saw a great tribute band, but they saw like a really, really good band.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure.
Yeah, that's
so
important.
we're doing whatever we can to ensure that we're doing that, and that's what we're putting on the stage.
Yeah.
So if you like what we're doing right now, well, guess what? It's going to be better.
Well, we love what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You guys are fantastic.
Hopefully we can book some shows together
we would
with
love
Zep
that.
again.
That
That'd
would be
awesome.
amazing.
Oh,
I mean, I love the show, but I love the after party.
Wait.
Well, because I get to hang with all
Is
these
that what
cool
you're
guys.
doing when I'm loading out my gear? I'm just
Thank you guys so much
thank
for
you.
joining
Thank
us.
yeah.
Gar and PJ, I will put a link at the bottom of this live broadcast to future shows and your website and just information on you and what you have to offer because it's amazing.
Yeah,
you guys
everybody's got to go see you
fantastic.
guys. Everybody's got to go see.
Yeah, if people go to our website, everything else that we have on social media is available through the website. We have, you can click with our Facebook, our Instagram, our Twitter, our bands in town. So virtually it's our website is a hub for everything that we have out there for information as far as appetite for destruction.
I
That's
love
great.
it. You
That's
guys are
great.
amazing. You guys are amazing.
Thanks once again for spending the evening with us, guys. We really appreciate it. Great
I
having
can't thank you enough for inviting us. Thank you. It's a huge honor. Thank you.
It's our
It was
pleasure.
such a good time.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
guys.
Thank you, Gar. Thank you, PJ.
Yep.
We will post again the a4dla.com on the bottom of our website. They have a Facebook page and
all kinds of different
and
social
hopefully
media.
Zep again and Appetite for Destruction
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
together. That would be
killer show.
amazing.
That'd be a killer show.
Oh my gosh. All right. Thank
All
you
right,
guys.
guys.
Thank you, Gar. Thank you.
Thank you. Give my best regards to Swan.
Love
Love
you.
that guy.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
All
Take
right,
care,
guys.
guys.
Have a great night.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Too.
All right, so
That
that
was
was so
awesome.
fun.
Yeah,
that was
that
such a
was
good
cool.
night. Two of the nicest guys.
Yep.
We know so many nice guys, but they are in the category of two of the nicest
Oh
guys.
yeah, no
so,
doubt about it. They're great.
so good.
And what
so
a great
good.
band. So
So
make sure you go and see them, guys.
another great
And-
show. Thank you so much. Thank you. Great show. Thank you guys.
Thank you so
Oh,
much,
we
guys.
love you guys. John,
And
we
remember,
love you, John. So
Yes,
we are
John
going to be back
is the
there.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
John is the man.
Yeah.
I want to tell
We're
you.
going to, they're going to be up in Arrowhead. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
That's right. Thank
I
you.
got to tell you what John did for me
Yeah.
a while back
All
when
right.
we were
What
playing.
did John do for you?
Well, we were playing there 2 nights in a row at the Temecula Theater, and I had a bass cabinet that only had 3 wheels. So
I remember that.
remember
You
that?
put a
And
wheel on your bass
I set
cabinet.
it up there, and the next day I'm like, wait a minute, where did that wheel come
That's
from? It
right.
was John. He
That's right.
replaced
He
the wheel
sure
for me.
as heck did. He
That,
sure
and
as heck
yeah,
did.
that was that cabinet. That actually had a story behind it. We used to call it the 3-wheeled wonder,
and everyone
because
knew.
everybody used to wonder why it only had 3
Yeah.
wheels. And I said,
But we all worked
there's
around it.
No, I said there's no reason to wonder. The reason is because the bass player is lazy.
I mean, for years,
Right.
you drove that cabinet.
I
with
did.
3
I was
wheels.
like, on 3
yeah,
wheels,
I
but-
remember that. I drove that cabinet with 3 wheels.
John, it's been such a pleasure to have that 4th
Yes,
wheel on it,
Todd.
so thank you
Todd
so
wants
much.
to know, can we put the links in the comments? I will. When we end
absolutely,
this
Todd.
broadcast, I absolutely will put the links in the broadcast.
And so remember, though, next week on Sunday, Soft Rock Sunday,
Yeah.
February 27th,
yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, followed by James Taylor and Carole King tribute. I guarantee your blood pressure will be lowered by
So
a
Lynn's
significant
asking if
amount.
Rock and Brews is our next gig. Well, the very next great gig, Lynn, is going to be Atlanta,
Pamela.
Georgia.
Pamela.
No,
sorry.
Lynn.
I know, but
Lynn is asking.
that's not her first name. It's actually Pamela.
Oh, well, okay. Well, so
Yeah, we're
Lynn.
at Led Zeppelin's actually playing
Yeah.
in Georgia tomorrow. Not tomorrow,
we love you,
Friday and
Christine.
Saturday.
Christine,
Thank you,
thank you.
Christine.
I was so happy to spend some time with you, Christine, this weekend. So it was awesome.
Yeah, and so
Ray says another great show, Jim and Brenda. See you next weekend
Thank
at the
you, Ray.
Canyon.
Yes, Ray
Yes,
is going to
Ray.
be performing with me doing the Crosby, Stills, Nash
That's
and Young
right,
tribute.
that's
We
right.
can't wait. It's going to be such a blast.
That's right. See
The
you
whole
in
night is
Agora.
gonna be
I'll see you in
incredible, guys.
Agora. Yes, absolutely.
Thank
we
you,
are so
Christine.
excited. To see
It's
you
going to
guys.
be a blast. And remember, you got to go on. In fact, let me see if I can find
Thank
it.
you,
on here.
Tony. Another fantastic show. Thank you, Tony. We appreciate it. You know what, you guys, we appreciate you guys so much. We have so much fun with you.
That's what you're
He's
looking
showing-
for, guys. That's what you want to have
You
on your
can't see
phone.
that.
Oh yeah, you
You
want to
can't
have
see
that
that.
on your phone.
All
You
right,
can get
Soft
that on the
Rock.
Deja Vu tribute.
2 for 1. 2
Yeah.
for 1.
2 for 1 coupon. You showed that at the door, and you get in for $13.50.
David Garcia. Have a
All
good
right.
night, guys. David,
Thank you,
good to
David.
see you. I hope you're enjoying your 2 beautiful children. I've gotten to actually enjoy David's children through the tumblers I make for
That's
him.
right.
And he is one of my biggest customers, I have to say. I love him so much. So
Yeah,
yes.
thank you once
All
again,
right,
guys.
with my Georgia
So-
family, they're going to make it. Lynn,
awesome,
as I explained to you in
Pamela.
my private, Pamela,
Pamela.
what do you keep on saying?
It's not Lynn.
All right. Well,
That's-
I keep on telling you that I am not going to Georgia this time.
Not this time, but
But I
she'll be
wanted to
going
go.
the next time.
I
She'll
did
be
a
going
lot
the
of
next
a
time.
lot of little brick walls, but everything worked out. Have a good night, David.
Thank you so much, Tony. We appreciate that, brother.
Tony.
Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you. We had a good time with you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. So,
All right.
God bless you. Keep on rocking in the free world, and we'll see you on Soft Rock Sunday,
When?
September 27th.
Soft
Oh,
Rock
no,
Sunday.
September.
So
September.
talk
February
about that for a
27th.
second.
Yeah, so it's going to be Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young to open the show at 7 o'clock, and then at 8 o'clock, Tailor Made Tapestry is going to be doing the entire Troubadour reunion show.
So
James
Jim is
Taylor,
doing
Carole
a
King.
soft rock series every Sunday.
It's not going to be just me, though.
Well,
it's
I
going to
mean,
be a lot
but
of different
you're
people.
you're expediting and facilitating that. So
I'm trying to.
Yes.
We're trying to get that off the ground. So
Soft Rock Sundays, people at the Candy Club in Agora.
yes.
Yeah. So a nice way to finish your weekend.
Yes.
You
That's
can get
next
home
weekend,
early.
the 27th.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be in Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah,
so
you are. All right.
I'm sorry.
All right. We love you guys so
All right,
much.
guys.
Thank you so much for
Have a
joining
great
us.
night, and we'll see you next week. Oh, wait. It's next Tuesday, actually. We're going to be
So
doing
next Tuesday,
next
but
week.
we have a very special guest, and I'll be presenting that on probably Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
you
great.
guys.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
All right, bye.
It's the world.